So, good morning, everyone, and thank you all for joining us for today's webinar. This webinar is part of our monthly webinar series put on by the Northwest Wisconsin Business Services team. These webinars are held every second Tuesday of the month at 11 a.m. So be sure to register for our next webinar, which will take place on July 10th. We will have Mary Ann Ledeen from the Northwest Wisconsin SEP with us, and she will be presenting on the financial services for our local businesses and nonprofits that they are currently offering. As a reminder, all of our webinars are recorded and posted on our website, so be sure to check back to hear and watch this webinar again or check out any of our previous webinars. They can all be found on our website at nwwib.com/biz services webinars. So for today's webinar, Engaging Local Youth to Develop Your Future Workforce, our presenters are Melissa Rabska with the Northwest Wisconsin Workforce Investment Board and Crystal Rohde with Visions Northwest. They will both be discussing how these two organizations have been partnering together in an effort to engage our local youth and workforce. I know that they've both been working really hard for the past months to deploy Inspire, and I'm excited to hear more about the Inspire platform and how businesses can get involved. So with that, I want to thank you both for presenting today, and I will go ahead and pass it off to you.
Thank you very much, Mary Lois.
Yes, thank you.
So before we really begin to discuss Inspire Northward, we really should probably let you know what exactly Inspire Northward is. We tend to kind of keep forgetting that step as through our presentations with our excitement to educate everyone about the platform. So Inspire Northward is an online platform that provides a direct interface between students and businesses. On Inspire, students can explore and learn about local businesses and career opportunities available in Northwest Wisconsin. And how it works is Inspire is integrated with Career Cruising, which is an academic and career planning software being utilized by the K-12 school districts throughout Wisconsin as part of their academic and career planning initiatives. So with that, really before we get into the specifics of Inspire Northward itself, we want to give you an overview of really how Inspire has been taking place and taking shape throughout the entire state of Wisconsin.
Sure. So as you can see by the map here, our state is divided in 9 different economic development regions. Our region is number 1 there, called Visions Northwest. And this deployment of Inspire is actually going to be a statewide deployment that each of these regions is respectively working on currently. So it's supported by all of the regions themselves as well as the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation. And the initiative actually has started in the southern part of the state. If you look at like Region 7 and 9, those regions have had active Inspire deployments for probably going on about 3 to 4 years. So they have seen the platform work and work well for businesses, and throughout many conversations at a statewide level, this has now become an entire statewide initiative because of the success that it's seen down in the southern part of the state. So with that said, all of these regions now are deploying kind of at their own pace. We as a region right now have been active for about a month. When I say that, I mean that we've been live, but we've been working on this for about a year. We were awarded a grant from the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation to help fund our deployment. So through that grant, we are contracting with the Wisconsin Workforce Investment Board for services, which is Melissa and Mary Lois, as well as Martina Bosny on some of the staff support for the deployment. And our grant will go through the end of 2019, so we're in the very preliminary stages at this point. Again, so each region has a separate license for deployment. We each have kind of our own brand and our own image that we are working on. They all kind of align in some way, and most of them have Inspire affiliated with their brand. But they all are called a little something different. So just for example, Region 2 below us is called Inspire Connections. We do have close partnerships with all the other regions, and we're working on integrating these licenses together. Once each region is deployed, this will be statewide. So we'll get into kind of the nuts and bolts here in a minute about what students do to search and kind of how they engage with business. But once this is deployed statewide, students will actually be able to search the entire state of Wisconsin for opportunities and learn about businesses statewide. Locally, again, this is a 2-year initiative that we're working on, and we're just kind of starting in that business outreach phase at this point.
So as Crystal said, my role in the grant and with Inspire Northward is essentially I am what's referred to as the Inspire Northward Administrator. So I am essentially your technical assistance clearinghouse for everything and all things related to Inspire and getting your business signed onto the platform. So we gave you an overview at the beginning of what exactly Inspire Northward is, but we want to kind of explain a little bit more in depth what exactly the system is and how it looks like. The system itself is very similar to LinkedIn and Facebook, and on the platform, businesses can create what's called a company profile, and essentially that's the hub of interactions or your homepage of where you can interact with students and educators through the platform. From there, you can really select what you want your level of interaction to be and cater it to meet your business's needs. So through that hub or that homepage that's called your company profile, you can offer students opportunities to participate in what we call work-based learning activities or opportunities. And you can also have yourself or your staff become what we call career coaches, which are essentially almost online mentors in a way that can answer questions that students may have about what it's like to be a profession in your particular career field. So really, we can't stress enough with Inspire Northward, your level of involvement is completely up to you and what you want to have your business get out of the platform itself. And how it works too. So Inspire isn't just simply another page or another website that a student logs onto. It is fully integrated in what is called Career Cruising, which is that online career assessment tool that's being utilized by the school districts throughout the state. So what Inspire does is it provides that missing link from students, and that missing link by giving students a direct connection to businesses and industry, where otherwise the platform itself, students can research information about certain occupations and so forth, but they're missing that critical link of being able to actually ask a local professional, what do you enjoy about your job? Like what does your average day look like in your chosen career field, and really get that sense of understanding and creating a almost well-rounded picture of what certain career fields look like. And like we've been saying, so Inspire itself is a statewide initiative. However, what's really important to note about the system is when a student from, say, Superior High School would log on to the platform and search for careers in manufacturing, the default radius of employers that would be pulled up from that search would be within a 50-mile radius. So what essentially is Inspire and Career Cruising is doing is it's guaranteeing you a direct connection to students that are currently living in the community that you are a part of. And from that end, it helps you to be able to educate students and also educators themselves about what career opportunities are really available right in their backyard. Now, as we've been saying, with Inspire Northward, how you want to interact with the platform is really up to you and what your business's goals are. And with unemployment rates being as historically low as they have been, every industry right now is hurting for workforce. And especially with the summer tourist season kicking off, and we can really see, I mean, just on my drive up here today, all of the help wanted signs all over, it's almost staggering thinking about the impact of the unemployment rates right now. But what's great about Inspire Northward is that it provides you a way to directly connect with your future workforce. So depending on if that's the angle that you're interested in taking for your company to fill your current workforce pipeline, there's the capabilities with Inspire to be able to do that.
The slide that you're looking at here really kind of is that menu of opportunities that you as an employer, when you sign on to the platform, can get involved in. Melissa did state, and just to reiterate, that your level of engagement is completely up to you. We don't want businesses that are very busy, as we understand, get deterred from signing up for Inspire because they just don't have time. So when we say that, your time commitment is completely up to you. You can have something as basic as just a company profile, so you can have the opportunity to just provide awareness to students that your company exists in their backyard, or you can choose to get more engaged. As you look at the different levels of engagement on that graphic in front of you, you can kind of see that by setting your goals, what are you trying to get out of Inspire? This is a great tool to kind of assess that as you sign on to see, what are my needs, what are my goals, and then really decide what level of engagement that you decide you want to commit to moving forward. And we like to tell folks too that this is fluid and can be flexible. So you can sign on to the system initially with just that company profile, and once you kind of get your feet wet and get comfortable, you can add more opportunities or engagement as you go. This is something that we can be flexible with throughout your course of time on the platform. So there's lots of opportunity there to change as you get more comfortable with it.
So in order to enroll your company onto Inspire Northward, we've made the process as streamlined as possible because, like Crystal said, we understand that time is very valuable to everyone, and we want to make sure that the processes we have in line are going to be something that's going to make the experience for you as easy as possible and also help you get the most out of your investment from making the commitment to joining Inspire Northward. So right now I'm going to pull up the Inspire Northward website just to show you really how simple it is to get involved in the platform. So when you go to inspirenorthward.org, under the Get Involved tab, if you just go to Employers and Career Coaches, and here you will get an overview of Inspire Northward that I will let everyone obviously read in their leisure and not make you have to suffer listening to me reading it right now. But this really helps to give you an overview and an understanding of really what Inspire Northward is and how your business can really benefit from signing onto the platform. So signing onto the platform is really a two-step process. So step one of the process is registering your company and creating your company profile. So here you just simply click the button and it brings you to what we call our Inspire Northward company registration form. And right here, I know it looks like a lot of text. However, that is our background check disclosure language that we are required to do. So something that is important to note that since anyone that is on the platform will be interacting with minors, it's a requirement of anyone interacting with minors to successfully pass a criminal background check. And in terms of Inspire Northward and looking at sustainability of the project after our grant funds are completed, there is a nominal $5 fee that is charged per background check that is simply a charge to help us cover the cost of performing the background check and helping us in terms of creating the sustainability of the platform.
So anyone that comes on, we'll kind of look at the registration form here, but initially you would assign that person, basically the go-to person at your company that would be your contact point. They would be basically the first person at the business to undergo that background check. So they would need to have basically just their full name and birth date that they would put in. And then we'll kind of talk about this a little bit more later, but any other career coaches or career mentors that you would have underneath your business would also be required to have that background check. So in most cases, we're not going to have an organization that has, 20 people underneath their umbrella of their company, but in some cases, there'll be 1 or 2, maybe 3, so you're looking at maybe, a $10 to $15 fee for background checks.
And like I said, so I won't scroll everyone to death with the going through the registration form, but I just want to kind of demo it and show you really how easy the registration process is. It asks you just information about how you want, really kind of helping you determine what you want your level of involvement to be on the platform. And also it helps you also think about really how do you want to be involved with your school districts and students. And in a way, it helps you kind of answer those questions in terms of, how do I want my business to be involved? Do I want to just create more brand awareness in the community and with students, or do I want to fill my future workforce pipeline, or do I want to attract potentially, summer internships for your company? So like I said, it's very basic information: name, address, company website, company description, and so forth. And
we're hoping it would take, the average end user maybe 10 to 15 minutes at most to go through the registration form. So it is, relatively simple and easy. There's a lot of options, options to pick from, but obviously you'll only be selecting one in most cases, so it's kind of hopefully very quick.
Yeah, and as you're filling out the form, and if you have questions or you just are not sure what information to put down, put down the information that is the best, the best that you can answer the possible question. And that's really my role, is to follow up with you and make sure that, one, you are enjoying your experience on the platform and benefiting from it, and also in a way also ensuring that the information that is out there about your company on Inspire Northward is the most accurate information about your company, and also will benefit the students that are reading your profile and gaining information and knowledge about your company as well. So to summarize, so that is really step 1 of the process, is registering your company on the platform and creating that company profile page. So after you hit submit on that registration form, I receive a notification, and then I begin creating your company profile on the Inspire platform. So once I have all the information that I need, I will send, after I have all the information and put it onto the platform, I will then contact you with ways to help you get the most out of it. Essentially what I do in my follow-up is I send you your login information and also a manager profile manual to make sure that once you have access to your profile that you will be able to manage it and navigate it on your own. However, I'm always here to answer any questions that you may have. And additionally, under step 1, depending on how large your company is, we highly encourage you to get your employees or even yourself to become a career coach. This is really one of the best features about Inspire, is the fact that you are able to interact directly with students. So I can't stress enough the benefits of having yourself or your staff become career coaches and being able to answer questions not only about your company but also about the professions that they've had throughout their career.
A good example of that use would be, say, we have a large hospital or medical clinic of some nature sign on to the platform, registering their company. We'd really like to see from that, in order for that company to get the most benefit, and the students as well, we'd really like to see, to have a doctor, a nurse, different professions, different focuses, sign on to those career coaches underneath that company profile, to really allow those students exposure and exploration of those that vast, array of opportunities that exist in a medical clinic or center nearby. There's lots of different businesses that could sign on and have, multiple roles. You think of a manufacturing facility, you have everything from an HR person to, someone out there with the equipment. It can be such a wide base. So we really do want companies to think about that when they're signing on, to make sure that we're getting multiple career coaches out of them to allow that exposure for the students to gain more awareness of those opportunities that do exist locally here.
Then after step 1 is completed, step 2 is simply just submitting your payment for the nominal background check fee. We have it set up through PayPal to be able to accept credit cards. However, if your business is not able to submit payment that way, I'm more than happy to work with you to send you an invoice, and we can gladly accept cash or check if that is what would be more convenient for your business. Now I'm just going to transition back. So as we were saying earlier, customizing your involvement on Inspire Northward is completely up to you. And this is essentially our menu of work-based learning opportunities that we have available through the Inspire platform. So when you're creating your company registration profile, you have the option to be able to select from any of these particular menu options, or you even have the option of being able to create your own work-based learning opportunity that is offered at your company. I know that there are some companies out there that have different youth mentorship programs that they run through their own company internally, and that's something where you can make students in your community more aware of those opportunities through your Inspire Northward company profile page. And I know with the summer tourist season kicking off, a lot of businesses we've heard are very interested in the fact that you can offer or advertise almost on Inspire Northward your summer or part-time job positions that you may have available that may be a really good fit for a high school student to fill those positions and gain some experience outside of the classroom. Now, before I forget to mention this, so as Crystal said, we are early on in our deployment of Inspire Northward, and in order to make the platform valuable for students and for educators, we need to have what we call the back end of the system populated with employers in order for us to be able to turn on Inspire Northward in our local school districts. So currently we are focusing our efforts on recruiting employers to join the platform, and then from there this coming fall we are going to be working with select pilot school districts to begin turning Inspire, quote unquote, turning Inspire on in the school districts and giving students access to the platform. Like we've been saying, we've worked at this project for well over a year now, and with it being a statewide initiative, we've learned that there's definitely different phases of deployment efforts that have been more beneficial than others. And for us, we're really conscious of making sure that this product that we're delivering to the school systems is going to be the best that it can be and meet the students and educators' needs.
So we can't stress enough how important it is to, you folks on the phone today on the webinar to share this information with other local businesses or partners that you do have. We want this to be a robust opportunity for businesses and students alike, and for that to happen, we do need to have that engagement from businesses. This is really something that, Melissa and I aren't out to sell this. We're out to share this, to give this. It's a really unique opportunity that doesn't exist currently. It's a new idea that is something that hasn't been done before. It's definitely a tool to help move the needle in the right direction towards changing our workforce for the future. If we can successfully get as many businesses as possible onboarded as we enter into this next 2018-19 school year, we'll start that integration a lot sooner. So it is our hope that we can have some of those pilot schools that have enough businesses that are onboarded by the August, September, October of this coming fall to get those students engaged with those businesses. Because as Melissa stated, we have a lot of folks already that we've interfaced with that have talked about how they'd love to be able to show their summer opportunities that they have available. Well, this is a great time to get on board because although it's not active right now, by next year there'll be a lot of great interactions already happening, and hopefully a lot of that that work can be done and put into place for a great experience for everyone by next summer of 2019.
And with that, Mary Lois, if you could please open it up for any questions or answers or Q&A from the audience. We're more than happy to answer anything that anybody might have questions regarding.
Perfect. So if anyone has any questions, I don't know if you're on mute or not, but be sure to take yourself off mute. And if you have any questions about signing up or the logistics of Inspire Northward, please feel free now.
What kind of outreach has been done with the school districts to get students involved on the other end of this?
We've done some initial soft outreach. I've been coordinating with the local CISAs and have done presentations throughout the spring regarding Inspire Northward and that it's coming. So really the approach right now has been to let the initial pilot schools have really come to us to express their interest. However, with that said, as part of just general trainings that school districts receive regarding the Career Cruising website, Inspire is a component that they do receive training on, and it is something that has been disseminated by the Department of Public Instruction as well. However, they may not necessarily be aware of the specific Inspire Northward initiative. However, they do know that it is coming.
And we, Melissa and I both have made, multiple contacts with various schools that we've had in different meetings. Just for example, today we're up in Superior at the Superior Chamber meeting that we'll be presenting at noon today. And I know they have a Superior School District board member. I was over in Siren, similar situation there. Their superintendent and actually one of their career teachers was at one of those meetings as well. So we're trying to find those opportunities that have several different players to get out and present the information to them. But with that said, if they don't directly come to a meeting that we're already presenting at, we will definitely be doing outreach directly to every school. Melissa's gone to those CISA trainings, so a lot of those staff that would be responsible for engagement at the school level are at those meetings already. But we will be doing direct outreach to all of our school districts here as we get that employer side populated and enter into this next school year.
Any other questions? Okay, well, thank you so much, Melissa and Crystal, for giving that great presentation today. I really appreciate it. And again, this webinar will be posted in 1 to 2 business days on our website, so check back there. Otherwise, thank you all for joining us today, and have a great day. Thanks again, you guys.
Thank you.